Hi friends, today I am going to talk about the last day of dinosaurs. Dinosaurs ruled the earth for 160 million years. But one day their world was destroyed by a huge rock the size of Mount Everest falling from space. This is the story of how the era of ancient reptiles came to an end. 79 million years ago, lush vegetation covered the continent's surface. It was during this period that flowering plants emerged. Insects, butterflies, and bees started to fly, spreading pollen. Seeded fruits developed from pollinated flowers, providing food for many animal species, including birds. This was the time of the evolution of some herbivorous dinosaurs, as well as many mammalian species. The number of carnivores, ungulates, insectivorous, and primates increased under these favorable conditions, but all these species are not huge or big. The dinosaurs are found in all parts of the continents in various sizes and in many different species of varieties. The largest animal that has ever lived on Earth is the Alamosaurus. It was 29 meters tall, it weighed 38 tons, and it had a 12-meter long tail. The smallest were Occuldentivus congare. This miniature reptile head was no longer than 14 millimeters, including beak. This was no longer than a modern hummingbird. A 10-kilometer rock weighing several trillion tons flew into the atmosphere. The gravity's pull was becoming exceedingly stronger, accelerating the object to a fantastic 20 km per second speed like a piston. The asteroid squashed one 20 kilometer air column after another along with friction. This process heated the giant rock to tons of thousands of degrees Celsius, making it much brighter than the sun. The heat incinerated the reptile's skin, set fire to the trees and grass around it. A second later, the asteroid disappeared over the horizon, leaving the glowing sky behind. The asteroid crashed into the Gulf of Mexico near the northern coast of Yucatan Peninsula. The energy released by the impact was approximately equivalent to 10 billion Hiroshima atomic bombs. In a second, the asteroid penetrated about 20 kilometers into the Earth's crust. Due to the asteroid's impact, the shock waves rushed in all directions, faster than the speed of sound. Right after the collision, they were so strong that they skinned animals alive, lifted them up into the air, swirled them around, and crushed everything, even hundreds of kilometers away from the crater. The heaviest dinosaurs flew like balloons. The red-hot asteroid caused huge fires while passing through the atmosphere. The fire instantly incinerated the forest, leaving the reptiles no chance to survive. The asteroid also knocked out 15 trillion tons of rock from the planet and sent it high into the sky. A small portion flew into outer space, while the remaining parts, including house-sized boulders, began to fall back from orbit. At the same time, glass rain started. It was raining hot 5 millimeter rockfalls. The stone hail and the scorching rain have killed innumerable animals. A gigantic 100-meter tsunami came from the ocean of North America. This impact went thousands of kilometers deep into the land. It flooded almost the entire territory of the USA. The asteroid impact triggered a series of terrible earthquakes measuring up to 11.2 points. The tremors were about 50 times stronger than any earthquake known to humanity. The planet was shaking so hard that all the volcanoes woke up and began to erupt. About 70 billion tons of pulverized stone, soot ash, and carbon monoxide rose up as a result of eruptions. Then they began to fall back from the atmosphere. Their friction against the air caused enormous temperature increase. The temperature here rose to 150 degrees Celsius an hour and a half After the impact, all living creatures died. Few dinosaurs escaped by hiding in underground caves. Soon temperature began to drop. This was followed by acid rain flooding the earth because several hundred billion tons of sulfur compounds were being thrown into the troposphere along with other rocks for weeks. It poisoned the soil and water bodies due to the dense blanket of dust ash which is not letting light and heat. Even at noon, it was dark like night. Only decay, fungi, and molds were able to reproduce under such conditions. There was no food for the dinosaurs. They starved and died. After some time, the dinosaurs' eggs, which were preserved somewhere underground, hatched. Tiny groups of dinosaurs emerged here and there, but cold weather, hunger, and disease contributed to their final demise. The era of dinosaurs came to an end.